There we go. It has been a bit since I've been on and did a podcast. This is normally the year-end podcast, and normally we do this usually just on the audio on the anchor.fm / Life with Joey Calvo. But this year has changed. So my year end is right here. And since the YouTube viewers have never seen a year end podcast, I figured I'm going to do it. So a lot has happened this year. I left a good job. I got tired of being at home so much. And of course, with COVID going around and Omicron and the Delta variant and all these other variants per se, I got tested left and right and so on. I did find out that I did have the AstraZeneca vaccine. So every test I've had has been negative, even through the last one I had December 12th. So it has been a great year to a point. Like I said, it just went a little downhill when I left a good job. I left on good terms. It's because of it was too much on me. And so I took 2 months, tried to get myself better, tried to find out what was wrong with me mentally, physically, everything I could think of. So everything is somewhat good, except for one thing. I still have the upper respiratory infections. But I don't know if that's from the vaccine. I don't know if it's from my asthma and sleep apnea. I've gone to the ER for it. They've done chest x-rays and it's come out negative. When I spoke to the people that did the AstraZeneca vaccine, I said the same thing. And there was a lady that I spoke to, matter of fact, it was recently, like about 2 weeks ago. And she said that there was something going around where it took your voice. Well, I said, well, I lost my voice in March and July, And the lady was like, I can hear you straining again. I can hear you straining now. And I was like, okay. I said, here we go again. Well, it may sound strained, but I did start a new job part-time. And I like it. I'm got to get used to, moving around again. But health-wise, it's not as great. It's not 100% still, but I'm pushing forward on it. Second thing is all the great guests I had on this podcast this year. Oh my gosh. I went to a whole new level and it was awesome. It was totally awesome. It started with Eric Essex, smooth jazz guitarist. And I have news about him towards the end. We had We had Eric Essex. We had Jana Swan. We had Melissa Martin. We had from the local WDAS FM radio station here in Philadelphia, we had an iconic legend in Miss Patty Jackson. But the one that really topped it off, and those that watched it on YouTube back in October got the best interview I could practically do in my life. And that was with Gregory Jabara from the hit CBS show Blue Bloods, who plays Deputy Commissioner Press Relations Garrett Moore. We had the most awesome chat. So you got to catch it on YouTube. We chatted. Matter of fact, that was the day that William Shatner was on Blue Origin going to space. And it was a Wednesday. We chatted for a little over an hour, cut off the podcast part. But if you watch the YouTube version, we're talking about William Shatner, and we're talking about space itself. But that was the most fun chat ever. We did a lot on scleroderma. We finally opened up on scleroderma, something I've been talking about from when I first started this podcast, going on 2+ years now. We're going into season 4 next month. Hopefully next year. I want to get a lot of guests back. I'd like to have Jana Swan back on. I'd like to have Melissa Martin back on. I'd like to have almost every guest I had on. Okay? I'm going to tell you right now, though. We have one confirmed. We have to wait till May. You got to wait till May. Because Eric Essex is coming back on the podcast again. He's working on some new music right now. So definitely, you definitely want to check out in May. I'm looking forward to it. I am. I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully, we're going to discuss another tour that he may be doing. Hopefully, he'll be up here in the Philadelphia area that I can see him in person. So we're going to be working on that. So that'll be, like I said, in May. We're going to have more scleroderma town halls. We're working on that. I'd like to have Kimberly Kravitz back on. Kimberly Kravitz is a Emmy-winning producer / anchor for New Jersey News Network on MeTV in New York. And there's so many people. I've been trying to reach out to Todd Newton, who hosted the game show Whammy, the new Fresh Your Luck, back in the 90s, early 2000s. He was doing the Price is Right live stage show that I went to in September, and I reached out to his people, but they haven't gotten back to me. So I'm gonna email them again and try to hopefully get him on in January, maybe February. We had Coach Scott Fields, who hosts the Coach Scott Fields show on the DBA network that you can get on Roku TV and so on. And believe me, we're still trying to get onto there too, because if we could get on there, we could reach out to more people. There's just so much I want to do. I did go to Vegas this year to celebrate I'm going to give my age 50. This was my 50th birthday present to me. Unfortunately, I was going to do a podcast out there and I didn't. Well, I was only out there for one night. And I was going to go back out there Matter of fact, just before Christmas. Matter of fact, a little over a week ago, I would have been back. Almost 2 weeks ago, I would have been in Vegas, and I was going to do the year end out there. But with this new job, I kind of canned it. Was I upset about it? A little, but I also understood why. It's this holiday season and all that. So we will try to go to Vegas again in 22. That's a definite. When, I don't know. We're working on that too. And we'll probably do another podcast in Atlantic City. Like I normally do. But I really want to focus on getting guests on here, left and right. And follow up and, reach out. And I'd like to have model Carol Alt back on again. She's great. She's great. So like I said, when I get done with this, I'll probably be busy after I post this up. Reach out and try to get people for 2022. Also, I've got to thank this Streamyard platform that I'm using right now for YouTube. Thank you, Streamyard, for being awesome. There was only one problem I had with it, but it was correctly fixed. Matter of fact, there was two, but one was not their fault. That was the day that Facebook and everything crashed, and you couldn't get on. Or was it? No, it was Comcast. I think it was Comcast, and you couldn't do a lot of things because it was affected by it. Matter of fact, that was the Jana Swan interview. We worked that out, as you can tell. Excuse me. Like I said, upper respiratory is still going. I've been back on the nebulizer and all that. But definitely, I'd like to have Jana Swan back on. I'd like to have Gregory Jabara back on. I'd like to have Todd Newton on here. I'd like to have Melissa Martin back on here. I'd like to have Kimberly Kravitz on here. Stacey Veneman. Now, Stacey Veneman is a nutritionist from South Jersey. Nor'easter Nick Pittman, coolest weatherman in South Jersey. I've been trying to get him on since day one. And he said he wanted to come on, but every time we try to reach out, it just stops. But we're going to try again. There's so many people that I'd like to have on this podcast. It's never ending. So we're working on it. We're going to work on it. That's one goal we have for 2022 is to get most of the people that were on in 20 and 21 back on the podcast. Because they were awesome to chat with. And now that we're on StreamYard, the podcast live onto YouTube, it's more laid back. I love this platform. So StreamYard, thank you for making a great platform. Oh wow! First comment from Massachusetts. Hello, welcome to the podcast. You gotta check out the other podcasts that have been done. You'll be very happy. Give me a moment. So normally when I do podcasts, I do live streams on YouTube, and then it's brought up on the anchor.fm / Life with Joey Calvo afterwards. And then also it goes on a couple more places. And then I also have the Life with Joey Calvo .blog website. You got to check that out. That has blogs. I haven't done a blog in a bit. There's just so much. And so we're going to, hopefully for 2022, we're going to try to get more celebrities on. I will be reaching out to them today and more tonight. And of course, my phone is going off, but I got a new phone. So that's why it's further in the background than it used to be. So thank God for the old phone that I could do this with. So that's the goal for 2022, is to get everybody back that I had on in 2021. Eric Essex is just hanging out, seeing who's live. I'm new to this podcast stuff. Give me one moment here, guys. So podcasts are a lot of fun. Matter of fact, you can hear me on audio. That's usual. You should be able to see me and hear me on audio and video. But if you go to the Life with Joey Calvo YouTube channel, you'll see all the video podcasts I've done. Matter of fact, even from the former platform, the other former 2 platforms I wasn't too happy with, but Streamyard is excellent. There's even a video podcast on how to start your own podcast at almost no cost. I did that one just to give you an idea on how I started everything, and how you can start your own podcast. And we got over 1,700 downloads this year. We got over the 1,700 download mark, so I was really excited. I think the first 2 years, I think we didn't even do 600, and this year just went flying. So you're very welcome. And like I said, we actually have someone that's actually listening on audio, but is live in the live feed chat, and that's one good thing about this as well. So you'll know if you wind up following, you'll know when I'm live. If there's any guests, they'll come up. I try to bring up great information the best possible, and that's what we're going to try to do in 22 as well, and so on and so on and so on. So I've been very happy, even through the tough times. So like I said, hopefully in 22, we're going to get more guests back on. Like I said, you got to check out the one with Gregory Jabara. That is the best I've ever done. Carol Alt, you have to go to the anchor.fm / Life with Joey Calvo. Good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Pass along to other people. I mean, these are very interesting things. Some could be stupid. I get told that afterwards. And I've done somewhat negative. I've done some about negativity as well. But a majority of what I do is I try to do it with guests. So there'll be other times that there'll be more than just me. But this is my, of course, year-end podcast that I do. Like I said, normally I do it I don't do it on YouTube. So this is the first time I'm doing a year-end podcast on YouTube. So I'm very happy about that, even though I'm not in Vegas like I wanted to be to do it. But like I said, 22 is going to be awesome. We're gonna get through COVID together. Stay safe. Wear your masks. If you haven't got vaccine, please get vaccine, because it not only protects you, it protects others. Okay, and I'm going to say this because, I had a tragedy in 20 that I still reel from, and it got me to going to the COVID vaccine research study that I did in South Jersey. I am maxed with the booster. Oh, great. Good. So when I did that, I lost my brother in 2020. Well, first he was diagnosed with cancer. And then before he passed, I got you, Lenny. I got you. I understood what you said. So like I was saying, and I mean, this is an awesome year-end podcast, like I said, and to have an actual person commentating and commenting is just awesome. I love this. This is what we want to say and feel and get involved. So hopefully, Lenny said he subscribed and he's got the notification. So when we do live podcasts, he may have questions. Lenny, just to give you an idea, one main thing I do what they call scleroderma town halls. I know I just jumped off of what I was saying about my brother. But like I'm saying, because that he had COVID, but he passed away of a stroke a couple days after his 59th birthday. And it still reels me. I don't say it a lot since then, but it still does get to me. I do miss him. Believe it or not, I do miss my bigger brother, because, and I'm a casino person. As you can tell, I mentioned, if you listened earlier, I said Vegas and Atlantic City and all that. He used to meet up with me at what's now the Wind Creek in Bethlehem, which was formerly Sands. Thank you. And we hung out up there for a little bit, because I took a bus ride up there and all that. So he was like my casino buddy once in a while, with my sister-in-law and sometimes my nephew or my niece. But mostly it was my brother and my sister-in-law. And sometimes it was a lot of fun. The one time I just hit a jackpot, and he's sitting next to me. I shocked him because I won $150 on a bonus, and he's like, "Oh my God," But if he would have been around with me in Atlantic City on Christmas Day, I probably would have killed him. Sorry to say that, Vinny, but I would have killed you if you would have saw what happened on Saturday. And that was much more than that amount. I'm still getting through that. I call it a Christmas miracle, matter of fact, because it helped me a lot. So that's why I was on a vaccine trial with AstraZeneca, and to find out I did get the vaccine. And I got a hold of them today because originally it was, I had heard that they were going to do a booster shot, but they disapproved it. I turned around and I said, I've had 7 COVID tests done on me since February, and they've all come back negative. Now, I got the original vaccine in November of 2020. So over a year, and being tested 7 times and coming up negative each time has been great. It's been awesome. But they did tell me that they disapproved the booster. But if I wanted to get the booster, I'm on my own. So we're working on that part next. But outside of that, 22 is going to be a great year. Hopefully, we're going to have better we're going to have more guests. The same guests that I had last year. If better, I reached out to the original Wonder Woman, Linda Carter. I mean, I went all out this year. But of course, Linda's people didn't get back to me. I even tried to do a nostalgic November. And I was trying to get guests from older shows. And it didn't work. But I wound up getting a Philadelphia radio legend instead. So that was the best of nostalgic November I could do. And then, of course, Hot October was really hot. With Jana Swan in the beginning. So the one with Jana Swan, that was the first week in October. Yeah, first week in October. You got to watch that one because that one goes long too. And then the one with Gregory Jabbar is, like I said, that was the 13th, matter of fact, of October. That was the day, like I said, that William Shatner was on Blue Origin going to space. So, and unfortunately, one of the astronauts that rode with him, unfortunately died. Matter of fact, last month, died in a plane. I think it was a plane crash he died in, up in upstate New York. So, belated happy holidays to everyone. Happy 2022 coming up. At the bottom, you'll see the little banner where you can purchase merchandise. We have mugs. Yeah, it was plain. Yeah, it was. We have mugs, T-shirts, everything under the sun. That's at the bottom. The podcast website, lifewithjoeycavill.blog, is at the bottom, where you can catch Jana Swan, Kimberly Kravitz, Heather Fordham. She's another reporter, great reporter. Gregory Jabara and his website. Lexi Swarm, we're going to try to get her on. It's been a little hard for her. She's just getting some things together. And also, of course, the scleroderma. Everything is at the bottom of the screen. So check them out. If you know somebody that was diagnosed with scleroderma, go to scleroderma.org. You can listen to Miss Patty Jackson, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern Time on WDAS here in Philadelphia, or go on the iHeartRadio app and search WDAS, and you'll be able to listen to her no matter where you're at. So definitely check out all those guests I've had. Like I said, hopefully we'll have more. We'll have them back because they were fun to chat with. We reached a nice milestone with over 1,700 downloads on the, like I said, on the podcast audio end. And that's anchor.fm/Life with Joey Calvo. Here on YouTube, we had a nice crowd too. So thank you to those that viewed it on YouTube. And Lenny, welcome to the crowd. So check out all those other videos, and you'll see all those great guests. And yes, I'm gonna try to be well, Lenny. If you didn't listen to the beginning of the podcast on YouTube, on the YouTube part, you will hear my explanation of what happened with me. But everything is slowly starting to get better. Hopefully in 22, this asthma will be a little more controlled. My sleep apnea will be a little more controlled, and so on. So, Happy New Year, everybody. Hopefully, within the next couple of weeks, we will be podcasting again. God bless you. Take care.